Okay, as we move on, last week the Australian Taxation Office announced they're claiming back a whopping $4 billion believed to be incorrectly paid to welfare recipients.
But this oversight isn't the only case of overpayments, from finding $100 in the street to incorrect ATM transactions. What are your rights when you get money that's not yours? And for more on this, we're joined by Consumer Affairs expert Joe Ucukalo. Good morning,
Hi,
Joe.
Good
Lovely
morning.
to see you. $4 billion in overpayments. That's a huge truckload of money. What went wrong with that?
So basically people have been receiving welfare payments that weren't entitled to it, and now the government's cracking down, so they're going after a lot of people.
Yeah.
So they received it incorrectly because there was a glitch at the bank, or because they've been trying to defraud all of us taxpayers by saying the wrong thing and providing false information.
So essentially what's happened is people have been not reporting the correct income, and now there's been a new system introduced that does it automatically. So last year they were doing it manually and they were only catching about 20,000 people the whole year. Now they're catching 20,000 people a week. So there's a lot of people that are on the hit list now.
Yeah, and that's a good thing. But what if someone has, let's say, has got $20,000, has got that illegally, spent that money, and now doesn't have that kind of money to pay back? What happens then?
So they're still entitled to repay the money that they should have never received in the first place. So if they still receive Centrelink payments, then their payments will have small amounts deducted until the whole amount is paid off. But if they no longer receive Centrelink payments and they don't go into a repayment plan, what will happen is they'll start getting charged interest from the 1st of January, and they'll actually be prohibited from leaving the country as well.
Okay. All right. So if we're talking about getting cash when you're not entitled to it, let's move on to something that other people can relate to as well. Say an ATM accidentally gives you $500 instead of $50.
Yes.
What do you do?
So
we know what we should do.
So legally, you're not entitled to keep the money, and this came back in the 1980s when there was a court case and said a computer can't be seen as being giving you money. So you should actually report it to say, hey, I've got the incorrect amount, and the bank will fix it up. Generally, they'll pick it up because they audit the ATM machines at least once a week anyway.
Yeah, okay. Hey, what about finding money in the street? Like, you know, $5 or $10 you're not going to do much with, but what if you found a purse with money in it and stuff like that? We know what, again, ATM story, you know what you should do. What are the rights?
Yeah, so a bag of money would be nice, wouldn't it? But the law says that you should try to find the rightful owner. So if it's a purse or a wallet and it's got ID on it, you're legally obligated to track down that person or hand it into the police and they'll track down that person. But if you find $10 on the street, your obligation is to look around. Is there anyone who's likely to have dropped it? If not, you can pocket the money.
Look around for the nearest scratch lottery store.
And if like a giant wad that may have fallen off the back of a truck. Same thing, right?
That's right.
Yeah, okay. Lost or unclaimed super funds. Do we need to know something about this?
Yes, absolutely. So what's happening is the government's trying to get access to unclaimed super funds, so they're increasing the amount from 4,000 to 6,000. So if you've got lost super, you haven't kept track of your super, now's a really good time to go and try to find those funds. So what will happen is that money will then transfer from the superannuation account into the ATO's coffers, and they're expected to earn around $220 million from interest payments. So it'll be reunited with you, but they'll keep earning interest until you.
And we
claim
urge
it.
our viewers to do this too, because everyone gets pretty lazy when it comes to old lost super.
That's right, and it's expected to affect 100,000 people.
Yeah, sure. Hey, Merry Christmas.
You too.
Great to see you.
Thanks, Joe.
Have a good weekend.